let's talk about increasing and decreasing functions. So we'll begin by considering two graphs. Let's say the first graph looks something like this, and the second graph looks something of the sort as shown here. Now, which one of the graph is increasing or decreasing? All we have to do, there's one convention that we always need to follow. Now you go from left to right. Move from left to right. In a more mathematical term, what you're doing, we're going towards the increasing direction of x. So as x increases, that's how you read a graph. Now for the first graph, let's consider this is graph 1 and this is graph number 2. For graph number 1, as we move along the increasing direction of x, or from left to right, we see that the graph looks like it's increasing. So this is an increasing function. For graph number 2, as we move from left to right, here we see that the graph is going downwards. It starts from some higher value or an upper value, then as it moves forward, it's going to go down. So this is a decreasing function. But that is not a very mathematical way of saying if it is increasing or decreasing. So we need to have some kind of an algorithm. So what we'll do, we'll consider 2 points on the graph whose x coordinates are x1 and x2. For this particular x1 value, what we'll do, we'll try to find out the corresponding y value of this graph. So this will be f of x1. For x2, we try to find out its corresponding y value on the y-axis, and that's simply f of x2. Now, here we have said, so here whenever x2 definitely is going to be greater than x1, what we have found that f of x2 is also greater than f of x1, then we say that our function is increasing in nature. Now coming to graph number 2, what we'll do, let's take 2 points, x1 and x2. Fine. So for x1, this will be the corresponding y value given by f of x1, and for x2 we have f of x2. So whenever x2 is greater than x1, definitely, clearly we're going from left to right, so x2 is going to be greater than x1 if, so in this case we're getting f of x1 greater than f of x2, the other way around, then we say that a given function is decreasing. Let's look at few examples. Let's say we have a function given by this is known as y is equals to square root of x. This is a graph for this particular function. Now this graph, what we have to do, we move along the increasing direction of x, then we say this graph is increasing from where to here, that we have to talk about the value. So it starts at 0 and is going to keep on increasing as we go towards infinity. In the increasing direction, here what we have done, here we have not included the value 0. So that's why we used an open interval here. Next, let's say we talk about our graph given by this particular fashion. So this is y is equals to 1 over x squared. Is this graph increasing or decreasing? It's decreasing. All we have to do is move along the increasing direction of x, and it is decreasing on 0 to infinity. Here again, we have not included the value 0.